What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So, in response to my Hot Toys Sucks video, I am making a video on why statues suck. And if you're going to collect, you should collect Hot Toys. We got to give it both sides. So, let's talk about all the horrible things about statues. So, number one, and this is a big advantage of Hot Toys, these things break super, super easy. If you saw my video yesterday, you saw I had the Jungle Hunter mask, and I dropped it literally from just like 3 feet, bam, broke in half. Even though that was like a solid half-inch thick resin, it still broke instantly, as you saw. If I was to drop a hot toy, you might have like one part come off, but you can always just put it back on. It's not like something's going to break off. The hands come off, a lot of stuff just comes off. It's not really going to break. There might be some hot toys that might, but for the most part, like 99% of them are going to be completely fine if I was to drop it at the same distance. And not only do statues just easily break, like if I was to flick that tail, that would break. But they also arrive damaged. I would say at least 1 out of 5 statues arrive damaged. It might be a little bit better odds, but I swear the last few, 2 Queen Studios in a row that both arrived broken. And when you get a broken statue, it completely destroys your excitement, your mood. You're worried about a lot of things. 1, the visual appearance is going to be a constant annoyance. 2, the resale value. 3, are you going to get help from the person you bought it from, whether it's a retailer, a distributor, the official company? Like, I didn't get help on my big chat. I got a broken tail, a broken fingernail. They didn't help me, so I'm stuck with a broken tail. There's nothing I could do about it outside of potentially sending it off to a professional and paying to repair it. And then the little partial credits they give are just garbage. It's like, all right, you have a broken tail, we'll give you $75 store credit, forcing you to buy more statues from them. So I absolutely hate how fragile statues are. When I had my earthquake, tons of statues broke. It pissed me the frick off. And I just hate how fragile these things are. And you don't have that with Hot Toys. So that's point number 1. They're way too fragile. Point number 2, and a big disadvantage of like statues versus Hot Toys is you're really limited on your poses. If a statue doesn't have a switch out, you're stuck with that look the entire time. I mean, I can't change the look of some of my statues. Like that fawn bust, that's it. There's nothing I can do outside of turning it around to look at the back. There's not much I can do on several of my statues. Now, I would say at least 50% I can't change the look. I can't change the look of this Freddy outside of turning the light on the base. Jason, I can remove the mask and put it in his hand. Statues, of course, have switch outs, which is just more areas for breakage, but statues, you're extremely limited. I can't change the pose on Leatherface. I can't throw a freaking, chainsaw in his hand. If I had, let's say, for example, Leatherface Hot Toys, and it came with a hammer, a chainsaw, I could pose it any which way I want. I'm stuck with this look permanently for Leatherface. There's nothing I can do outside of adding, like I added that little skull. I'm going to add a backdrop eventually here. But that's pretty much all I can do. With a Hot Toy, and there's a reason I buy multiple statues of the same character like Goku and Vegeta, because I want multiple poses. I want Final Flash and Big Bang Attack. And with a statue, I basically have to buy 2 statues. With Hot Toys, you literally just need 1, and then you can pose it whichever way you want. You don't have to, buy a second Hot Toy to display it differently. You can just literally change the pose. So that's a huge advantage of a Hot Toy versus statue. Statues are so limited on their, display options. Really just the switch outs that they may give you, and you may not be happy with those switch outs. The next point is the space they take up. So a statue takes up a ridiculous amount of space. Like that one ECC Freddy is taking up slightly more than an entire 48-inch wide garage shelf. That is huge. Granted, he is quite a bit big statue, but you look at any of these 1/3, any of my Prime 1/4, they take up a lot of space. Not only are they way tall, so it limits how many, statues you could put in, tiers, but they just take up a lot of real estate. I have a 1,500 square foot basement, and the entire thing's filled. 250 statues. If I had 250 Hot Toys, I could probably just fill this room. So they just take up so much space. It's ridiculous how much space these things take up. You know, where Hot Toys, you could throw 20 Hot Toys probably in one 48-inch wide garage shelf. You know, it depends how you want to pose them and whatnot. You know, I think, you know, like some really good Hot Toy collections are the ones where they really pose them good. They have backdrops, ground drops. They create a really cool scene. You know, those are epic looking. For sure. Like, I tried to recreate it with my Avengers 1 dial when I got the ground drop, backdrop, and I added some Hot Toys because I love the look of that, like having an actual battle scene. Super legit. And I've seen some pretty legit Avenger ones where they have every character. Which comes to our next point, is limited on your characters. You know, with statues, you're very limited. You know, for my Marvel and DC, there's a lot of characters I would love to own. But I can't because they're not made in statue form. You know, I wanted to get a Star-Lord 1/4 scale statue. It's not made. Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, not made. So I'm limited. You know, I still can't even complete my freaking Civil War setup because we don't have a Hawkeye 1/4 movie version. We only have comic, which I don't want. Where with Hot Toys, you have pretty much every single character. Heck, they made, I believe, every single Eternal character, or was that Iron Studios? But they make pretty much every single movie and every main character. So you can collect to your heart's content. With statues, you're extremely limited. And it's really annoying, the limitations you know, I can get certain characters because it's just not made, where you pretty much don't have to worry about that with Hot Toys. And there's customs out there as well of both, but, you know, in general, you have way more options when it comes to Hot Toys. Then that brings us to the next point, money. These things are not cheap at all. Holy crap, they're not cheap. You know, I just got this Predator, $3,500. You know how much a Hot Toys Predator cost? I think like $300. Now, you could buy literally like 10, 15 Hot Toys for the price of 1/3 statue. You know, so they're just substantially more expensive. So it's just a much more expensive hobby. You know, the amount I spend on statues versus a Hot Toy collector, it's astronomical. These things are so effing expensive, which makes me like hate statues because they're so expensive. They're so fragile. They take up so much space. You know, you're so limited. I can't change, you know, the look of a statue once I have it outside of switch outs. And if there's no switch outs, I'm stuck with that look forever. So you got to make sure you like that look. Now let's get to the next point. Boxes. This is one of the biggest disadvantages of statues. Look how many freaking boxes I have. This isn't even like, maybe it's half. But I got an attic right up there, and I have about 100 boxes up there. I also got about 30 or 40 boxes downstairs. But yeah, well, actually, this is probably more than half for sure. But yeah, look how big these freaking boxes are. You get one statue, it's as much as like, heck, for Hot Toys, that could be at least 10 or more Hot Toys just for that Leatherface box. You know, I believe I have one Hot Toys box right here. This is Loki. Look at the size difference between Loki and one of Sentinel Prime's boxes. Yeah. So the boxes are without a doubt the most annoying thing. One of the most annoying things with statues. You know, I am running out of space. You know, I'm standing where my Tesla's are at. The wife left with the Tesla. But I have very little box space left. I got like a little bit of space there. I need to reorganize this and I can fit some more. I may have to see if I could put more in my attic because I'm running real low. Real low. And I'm like, I'm not renting a storage unit. I am not renting a storage unit. Granted, I'm going to move this and put boxes there eventually. I'm going to take out any of this crap, put boxes there. It's just, it's cold right now in Utah, so we put like, you know, our monsters and proteins out here. But yeah, these boxes are ridiculously annoying with statues. Alrighty, folks. So at the end of the day, I believe in one saying, collect what you love. Don't listen to others. If someone hates Hot Toys, who gives a fuck? It's not their collection, it's yours. If you love something, that's all that honestly truly matters. So collect what you love at the end of the day. So I don't love Hot Toys. That's why I don't collect them. Maybe if I was like a bazillionaire and I had unlimited space and money, sure, I might have a Hot Toys collection. Why not? I'm not good at posing, so maybe it'd be like a hobby trying to pose them looking cool. Maybe have someone help me, you know, and have it completely separate from statues, like a Hot Toys room. But, you know, I will never be collecting Hot Toys in my current situation, you know, especially in this man cave. I'm sticking purely to statues. That is what I collect. And I do love statues, but I also hate them at the same time for all the reasons I pointed above. You know, and there's also the fact of collecting is very stressful. You know, it's a big money burden, space burden. There's a lot, really. But anyways, folks, that is what I wanted to go over. Thank you all for watching this clickbait video. And if you're looking to buy statues, use links below, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.